Welcome to another wonderful day right here in the world of sports. My name is MC Ramsey with Jesse number 10. And as a matter of fact, welcome back from the weekend. On Friday, I told you the weekend was going to be such an interesting one. And that's exactly how it actually went down. My God, I don't know what happened, but then Manchester United would have to face the heat of what happened over the weekend to them. Well, going without any goal at all. Playing with Liverpool is something for me. Then Chelsea, and of course Chelsea drew their game. That game they had everything it takes to win it. Well, all it takes to win that game, they had it. But then they drew that game. Well, at all, 9 bad pass. Joining me today in the world of sports is Phillips Uja. He is a Chelsea fan, and of course, he is my guest today. Well, you see the way he looked at me.
Like Chelsea.
All right, good morning, Phillips.
I'll say good morning. Good morning, viewers.
It's good to have you.
Threw me off the balance because I've never seen introduce me with the word Chelsea fan. Why now?
Chelsea's performance was so sweet. It was so sweet. So we want you to talk about it. Okay, I know you'll be surprised too that I also have a Manchester United fan to my left-hand side. And joining me is another Manchester United fan. Well, Manchester United, this young man by my left-hand side here said everything. And I told him, first of all, you said Manchester United were going to win. Then later on, you said they are going to draw. And because you brought it from winning to draw, they lost. This is Michael Lekene. Good morning, Michael. He's a Manchester United fan. I need to say that. You already know him. He's been on my show recently, and he always comes to talk about Manchester United, and today he's going to be talking about them.
I can beat my chest and say I'm a Man United fan, but then today's the recent performance is appalling. I can't even come out and say I'm a Man U fan again. I mean, yesterday I went with my jersey and I had to close my face going home because people were like, "Sir, you wore jersey too." Remember, you advised us to go to leave your house, go to a football house and watch it because of the fun, and I did. So I regretted going out, and I've just watched it at home.
Oh, you regretted. But if they had won,
that's lackadaisical display. I mean, clumsy display by Casemiro. We saw the handwritten on the wall. He's old. Ohate was brought in, but then he wasn't registered on time to feature yesterday. We had younger midfielders, holding midfielders that have done better than Casemiro. Also, Erik ten Hag has overflogged this formation. Why not change it? We clamored for him to be sacked last season. He won FA Cup, and then Ineos gave him a chance. But right now, sir, 2 losses in 3 games is not what we want to talk about right now.
All right, let me ask Phillips, Manchester United, they don't seem to be
well. It's quite unfortunate because always as a fan, you always want to give your club the benefit of the doubt. If not, personally, I knew that Man United don't stand a chance of playing against Liverpool. Someone was saying if had they been there, it was Erik ten Hag. I say it's not all the fault of Erik ten Hag. You also need to look at the system because even the present day Manchester City team, even if you sack Guardiola today, I bet you Man City with any coach will still win Chelsea.
Very well.
Because the system is not just working well. Now, last season, I expected what Chelsea did. Man United should have done that. But because of the FA Cup he won, they left him. Because I think Chelsea finished ahead of Man United last season. And Chelsea's coach was sacked, but Erik ten Hag was retained. So
Chelsea finished below. Chelsea is playing Conference League and we are playing Europa. We finished above Chelsea.
No. On the EPL log. On the EPL log, Chelsea finished above Manchester United. But Man United is playing conference because they won FA Cup. You understand? So if you're looking at the
that is what makes me to say we finished above you. By winning, you guys didn't win any trophy. We finished above you
because we won the FA Cup.
With that statistics, yeah.
All right. Anyway, that is true anyway. But if you look at the game yesterday, just like you said, Man United was totally outplayed.
Yeah.
Casemiro, yes. We all know that he's an old war horse. Absolutely. Even though the wife came out on social media to defend his husband, what do you expect her to do? Displaying all the trophies he has won in Madrid and all of that. But I get them before no be property. What are you bringing to the table now? What are you doing for this team called Manchester United? So I think it's high time the coach takes some drastic decision. That is why most of us are complaining of Enzo Maresca. I know we are coming to that. If you look at the kind of decision, it takes drastic decision irrespective of whoever is concerned. So you just need to talk to these players. This is Manchester United. There's a culture this club is known for. You can't talk about the days of Eric Cantona, the days of David Beckham and Ryan Giggs and the rest. This is a team that, if you talk about the top 3 teams in the world, their name should be there. But now what is happening?
Now what is happening? Manchester United, what's the problem? What's happening to you guys? Well, I get on before, be property. Well, no matter what you've won before and now you're not doing well, I think your past glory is past already. And of course, let's move away from Manchester United. Chelsea played their match yesterday with, of course, Crystal Palace. And of course, the possession was 63% for Chelsea, then 37% for Crystal Palace. I don't know what really happened. I looked at that game and if you see the shot on target, 7 for Chelsea and 3 for Crystal Palace. But then none of the goals was able to see the back of the net except for one. And as a matter of fact, if you look at that, you will know that so many things happening in Chelsea, even though they had to draw that game. Were you satisfied with Chelsea drawing? How did you feel yesterday? Were you proud? He had to remove his jersey. But in your own case,
no, Ramsey,
he wore it home with his face down.
Ramsey, if you know very well that I'm an outspoken fan. I was first of all a football fan before a Chelsea fan. So when I see the wrong things happening, I always speak up. You know that even before the start of this season, I've said it, that not until the right players are brought in, until we get a striker aside Jackson, I don't think I'll be supporting Chelsea on the full front. Because this team is not the Chelsea we used to know. In the word of our president, the station and statistics will go chop. All what you've read here is just statistics. I mean, putting all these statistics together, does it amount to a goal? Now, look at someone like that is why up till I know we are coming to Osimhen issue. This is why up till now the issue is still paining me. Why? Because we know that you can't go to the war front with someone like Jackson. That is just the truth. Now, take a look at Haaland. He score goals with ease for fun. That is what we talk about. His striker. You give him 4 chances, he scores 3.5 for you. But Jackson, the goal is scored yesterday. Even my pregnant grandmother can score that to just a tapping.
Oh my God!
Look at the one. The one he was meant to score. A 1-on-1 situation. Look at what he's doing, and that is what makes you a world-class striker. That is the difference between an Erling Haaland, a Mo Salah, and the rest. And then you bring in a Jackson. We have done it past 3 seasons. It didn't work. Last season it didn't work, and we are still going with the same mentality this same season. I think you are going to expect something.
Are you writing Chelsea off this season?
I'm not writing them off, but I know that they are not competing for anything this season.
They are not competing for anything.
Last time they won something was 2021 Champions League. So I think from what you're saying, I think
so as it is right now, Manchester United stand a better chance than Chelsea.
If they turn the table around, but as it is, I don't think anybody is there to compete with Man City for now. And then maybe Liverpool,
Man City, Liverpool.
So Man U and Chelsea are children.
They just need to put their house together, and they have from now to January to do the right thing. Because if they don't do the right thing, I mean, this Chelsea thing cannot even beat Aston Villa. Let's start with that. The way Chelsea is playing now, this is just Crystal Palace we played against. And then you're talking about when you play the likes of Newcastle, Tottenham, Aston Villa. I'm not talking about Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City yet. Man City, of course, we have collected already.
You're not. What about Manchester United? What about Manchester
United? Them and Chelsea, I think they are. Should I call it? 2 people on a kind of precarious situation. The ball can go either way.
Yeah, either way.
The team that takes his or her chances might win, but both of them, that doesn't take away the fact that both of them, they have problems. Their houses are on fire.
Their house is on fire. All right, let's move away from there. It is still Sports Rush live on your screen right here, reaching you live and direct from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We just looked at the matches that were played yesterday, but then we talked about Manchester United's game and, of course, Chelsea's game. Of course, I have a Chelsea fan here and a Manchester United fan here. What about the game between Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur, where Newcastle hosted Tottenham Hotspur and they took the day? That game ended 2-1, well, in favor of Newcastle. What would you have to say about that?
Well, I saw that winning coming because Newcastle, the way they are going, I think they will spring up like the way Manchester City started. They started making the big signings, and that was why when people start talking about Chelsea is not playing Champions League, Chelsea is not in, that is why they can't spend big. I am quick to tell them, what about Newcastle? What about Nottingham Forest? These are teams that I can't remember when last they won something. Yeah. But look at the kind of the money they are putting in the transfer market to get in some big names. Who would have thought that Newcastle will win Tottenham? But if you look at, even on rating, on paper, on the odds, they gave Newcastle the winning odd. Why? Because they know they've invested money in the team. And the investment is going to start to pay off. Just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time. Do you have anything to say about that in just some two sentences?
I think Tottenham has been known as a team that is always, every season you always have something to talk about Tottenham, but then they end up not clinching on any title. Nothing comes at all. And then you have to prepare your home. I think the new coach is actually trying to, reorganize.
Yes, he has made one or two signings.
Yeah, one or two signings.
I think he brought in Solanke.
Solanke is a splendid signing. We're yet to see him kicking up because last season we had their front three kicking and missing, scoring 6, Richarlison, Son, and
Richarlison was not just there. It was only Son.
Yeah, it was only Son that actually
so even Richarlison has not just been there for Tottenham.
Yeah, so I think Tottenham might clink in very soon and start playing because we'll have a new attacker who just stepped in. He did well in Bonema last season, scored a whole lot of goals. Let's see what Solanke brings to Tottenham. I think they are still trying to synergize the team, but Newcastle, like you talked about, they've been cooking for a long time. Major signings, and trust me, this season, it's a team to watch out for.
It's a team to watch out for this season. All right, let's move away from there and quickly go to the world of transfer. The transfer window actually closed on Friday. And of course, one of the most unfortunate things that happened during this transfer window is the issue of Victor Osimhen of Napoli, formerly of Napoli, because as a matter of fact, Conte said, well, I don't no longer have anything to do with Victor Osimhen. He's not going to be in my squad. He is not one of my priority right now, even though his transfer didn't go through yet, despite the fact that so many clubs in Europe were actually looking for him. Arsenal, Chelsea, and the host of others. PSG also brought out their neck too. And of course, Saudi Arabia, where he would have made a whole lot of money, also came out for him. But then the window closed. And one thing with the Saudi Arabian teams, the clubs, is the fact that they have some form of rulings that may not warrants the club allowed to actually come out for him again. But then Victor Osimhen right now, the treatment meted to him, well, Chelsea, and he said I would prefer to go to Chelsea. Drogba spoke to him during the African Cup of Nations. Mikel Obi did, and a host of other legends in Manchester, in Chelsea, actually wooed him the way a young beautiful woman is being wooed because of his performance and his need in Chelsea. But then this is where we are. Victor Osimhen is dangling right now. To the left, to the right, back, front, and center. He doesn't know what the next future hold for him right now as far as his career is concerned. Phillips, what do you have to say about that? Because you are a Chelsea fan, and that's the reason I'm throwing it to you first of all, because Chelsea really wanted him. But then something happened, and right now, he's not in Chelsea.
Well, first of all, as a Chelsea fan, I feel bad that he's not coming. Just like I said earlier, personally, I don't feel Jackson is the striker that is going to make way if Chelsea want to redeem their image. But also talking as a Nigerian, as a prospective professional would view what has happened. Now, Osimhen did not just. Because there have been the kind of misconception in the media space that Osimhen was so greedy that the money Chelsea offered. In fact, someone even told me that Chelsea offered him as high as 300, but he insisted on £500,000 and that is all false. What Osimhen simply asked for is at least something close to his current wage, because for crying out loud, we're talking about the African Footballer of the Year. Even if it is you and you are being paid in a company and you want to go to a place that you felt this is a higher or a bigger company, and then they are pricing you for something that is not up to, even if you want to take a pay cut, yes, we know Mbappe took a pay cut, but to which club? It was to Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, of course.
It is every player's dream to go to Madrid and prove him or herself. And that was why he took the pay cut. Osimhen, on his own part, I think if Chelsea would have brought an offer that is even close to what is demanding, I'm very sure he would have gone. Because if it was Al Hilal or Al Ahly that he wanted to go in Saudi Arabia, he should have made that decision since. Because it was not just now that they are coming, even while in Nations Cup, there have been this rumor that big clubs are coming for him from Saudi Arabia. And he would have gone. But I think he heard the advice of some professionals. I've told him that if you go to Saudi Arabia, it might not go ahead for you. Now, look at players that have gone to Saudi Arabia. Most of them, they rush in, they rush out. Especially the ones that they still have something to offer. Look at Henderson. Look at what I've forgotten. Lots of players that went there that are still in their peak. They all came back to Europe. And when they came back to Europe, they went to less fancied league. Even Maxim, the one from Newcastle, I think he's back to Turkey now. And all of that. But if you want to say you are going to Saudi Arabia, at least it should be somebody that is above maybe 30. Now I'm sure that was what he
like
looked
like
at.
Trosekong.
Like Trosekong, the likes of even Mane that went there. We can see that since Mane went there, his career has been going down. We hardly hear of him. So I think Osimhen was not greedy. He only asked for what any other person would have asked for. But Chelsea on their own part, I think that was so unprofessional. I don't know whoever is handling Chelsea's transfer, but I think whoever went for that, I even learned they went down to Napoli. I mean, why would you go to Napoli and then you'll be pricing somebody that is earning 11 million pounds net per year, and you are pricing 4 million, which is below, I mean, below half of what he's earning, and you think he's going to come? I mean, things are not done that way. If you knew that you don't have this money, I know this, just like the way PSG pulled out, you should have pulled out. As the way Arsenal pulled out, you would have put, so you know that, oh, I only have Saudi Arabia. But I think the influence of the likes of Drogba, Mikel, one of the reasons why he held on, expecting that Chelsea will bring an improved bid, and also blame his agent. Because if you have a good agent, that is a calendar, he has been with him for a while. And if you have a player as such as Osimhen, you shouldn't wait till the dying minute before you start negotiating deal. You should have brokered something that is near what he wants, not on, okay, now look at the situation Osimhen is in now. Training with, you just said he is no longer part of Napoli. He's still part of Napoli by legal right.
He's not on their website.
He's still in the team.
But not in the first 11.
Who is paying his salary?
Napoli is paying his salary.
He's still with the under 21, but I think he's going to have a tail on his professional career. That is what we all are looking at now. We don't know if he's going to be available for the Nations Cup qualifier, which is coming up this weekend, because I know psychologically he's not stable now.
Yeah,
so I think this is going to have a tail.
Looking at what happened between him and Finidi George, then this one again.
And now we heard that the Saudi Arabian transfer is ending tomorrow. So probably we don't know if anything can come up between now and tomorrow. But as for me, I felt Osimhen did the right thing by insisting on getting at least something close to what he's earning.
All right.
If you want to take a pay cut, not from 250 to 65 or 70, that is very, very poor.
All right, thank you very much, Philip. That's the voice of Phillips Uja. Phillips Uja is a Chelsea fan, and of course, he's been with Chelsea for a very long time. He said before he became a Chelsea fan, he was a football fan, and he needs to say the truth, and he's not supporting Chelsea in any way. All right, because of our time, let's move away from Victor Osimhen and quickly go to what is happening in Nigeria back home. We need to talk about Labadia, the coach of the Super Eagles, who never saw the light of day, who never even, I don't know if he even met with the players. I don't know if they even had a training session, that he had to leave almost immediately. But then before we talk about that, I think the under 20 women made us proud. Before we talk about the Super Eagles, the women first, they say ladies first. Let's talk about what's happening in Colombia for just 1 minute. Then we go talk about Labadia. Yeah, talking about what is happening in the performance of the Falconets midfielder Princess Yina Ado, who has been named the official player of the match against Korea by FIFA. And of course, they actually won that game. As a matter of fact, Ado was enterprising in the midfield as Nigeria got off a winning start against the highly rated Korea. She is just 19-year-old. And of course, a central midfielder for top club Nasarawa Amazon, who weighs in with a fair share of goals. She featured at the African Games in Ghana earlier this year when the Falconets lost to the host, nation in gold medal final. Let's look at a lot of people we want to talk about. If you want, some persons don't even want to hear about the Super Eagles anymore. They prefer to hear about the Super Falcons and of course the Falconets. But then I think the Flying Eagles are not also doing badly. But then today is the Falconet defeating Korea. They defeated Korea. What would you have to say about that before
it speaks volume about what we talk about, the talent we have in Nigeria. Remember, before Labadia was appointed, I talked about Nigerian Football Federation, looking at the talent we have in Nigeria than always focusing abroad. This lady talked about 19 years old, plays for Nasarawa Amazon, right?
Yeah, she's from Benue State.
So we have so many talents here that would do well in the bigger stages. Now, when Egwavo was given caretaker, coach right now after Labadia left, he picked Ogumodede, right? I think so, Ogumodede, and another person, Fidelis Ilechukwu as his assistants. That means we have this talent here in Nigeria that can actually take our Nigerian football to the next level. And talking about Super Falcons, they've always been making us proud.
Now is the Falconet.
Falconet. But though we know the last outing of Super Falcons wasn't that really because of what they did in Paris. It wasn't that fantastic. But I believe Nigerian football has so much talent, to offer.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I think what we need to look at is how does this team transform from the under-20 to the Super Falcons. That is one major thing we need to look at. Adoyin, I'm very proud that she is the one that is making them. I think 2 days ago I spoke with her. It's someone I know personally. The first time I met her was when she came to play for the opening match of Nigeria Tales when the team was better than Makurdi Benue State. You need to see her display that day in Makati Stadium. Even the then first lady of Benue State, that is Eunice Otom, had to come from and give her an executive handshake. You need to see the way she was still with Confluence Queen, and after that she moved on to Nasarawa Amazons, and don't be surprised that she might not be coming back to Nigeria. Foreign clubs will come just the same way Peyemi Ajakaye that I talked about her here. She's also in this team. That was how she played. I think she was with Robo Queens, and now she has been signed to Real Madrid CF. I mean, it's good to see this young lad transit from under 17. This Adoyina played under 17. Let's not forget, she played under 17, now she's with under 20, and she's just 19. So imagine if this girl comes to the Super Falcons, let's say at the age of 20, then we might likely see another person in the tune of maybe Onomebe playing a whole lot of maybe like 15, 20 years in the team. I know female players, they have this kind of longevity. If they maintain, they're not like the men. You can see Onomebe played up to her 40, and Wokocha played up to her late 30s, and the rest of them. Even the goalkeeper, Precious Day, almost 40 before she called it.
Onomebe is still playing right now.
Onomebe is still playing, even though they still have an issue with the Super Falcons and the rest of them. But I think it's a good one for the team. We need South Korea. When it comes to female football, South Korea is the first to reckon with. So I think that is a huge booster for them.
That's a huge booster for the I call them Super Falconet, all right? So call them Super Falconet for me. NFF, Ministry of Sport, I call them Super Falconet. Well, they are doing extremely well, and of course, kudos to Princess Yina. Princess Yina, we wish you all the best. Then let's talk about Labadia. So many things happen. The Super Eagles' new coach quit after 4 days of being announced. Why announce someone that you've not agreed terms with? I don't know. From behind closed doors. I didn't research it. Because there are so many things that you will not even want to waste time researching. There are stories making round, flying on social media. Most times we don't believe what they said from the social media, but then as a matter of fact, there is this news flying in social media, on the social media, that he actually quit the job 4 days after his appointment because some senators and politicians threatened to make life miserable for Labadia in Nigeria as the coach of the Super Eagles if he refuses to give them 10%, all right, of his salary. Well, that is just rumor. We don't know how truth that is. But then I think the senators and the Ministry of Sport, NFF, can also come out to do a disclaimer to this after their research, because this doesn't speak well for sports in Nigeria. It doesn't speak well for the country. It doesn't speak well for our footballers. It doesn't speak well for our coaches. You see a lot of matches, games are being played, and you see few Nigerian referees playing because of corruption and all of that. Let me just ask you, what do you think? Labadia.
You've said it all. First of all, if you followed me, when immediately the announcement was made, I don't know. I was just online when I saw the news, and I said, what kind of announcement is it? It came just like a thief in the night. This announcement was made, I think, about 12:45 a.m. That was when he was announced, and when everybody were asleep. Just like, when was this interview?
The result
we are getting now. When
APC
no. The truth of the matter is, when was he interviewed? What is his coaching?
When did he show interest?
When did he show interest? I like the word you used. Did you use the word? The newly signed, you said announced.
Yes.
It's different when you make an announcement and if the person have actually dotted the I's, put pen to paper. Because this person have not signed the contract. He probably some of our negotiators went to him and he agreed. Okay, we say, make would they see? Let me use a local palace. Make would they see how I go. Before you know, you just came and then you announced to the whole world that you got the new coach.
The reason is because the vacuum took a very long time.
Even if it took a very long time, just like you said, it shouldn't be days to the Nations Cup qualifier
No,
that you are
that's true,
announcing,
that's
because
true, that's
even
true.
the squad that is coming to make use of somebody, a technical committee recommended that I think it was being spearheaded by Elstine Guavon. And
Yes.
for crying out loud, just like you've said, I'm not making a case for Samson Siasia, but he has come up, or he is now off the ban. These are coaches that we feel that, okay, these people, they have the pedigree of managing the team. If you know that this, because for crying out loud, the NFF have come out to say that they don't have the money to hire the so-called big lads. One of my friends said, why can't you go for coaches like Zidane, that Zidane is out of coaching job? Can you pay him? This is NFF that is crying foul, even with the wages of Nidi George. So you want to bring out a top-class coach that will tell you pay like a 400 or 300 million pounds monthly. Can you afford to pay them that? So why not just cut your clothes according to your size or whatever? This NFF, they have taken Nigerian for a ride. That is just the truth.
All right.
Because how will you bring up a coach and then the coach didn't even come and he said he has thrown in the towel? Something is wrong with the NFF.
Remember the sudden rush of the NFF to go and make the announcement without even sealing the nitty-gritties of the agreement. The man was like, why are they in a rush to engage me like this? The modalities have not even been discussed. I've not talked about the contract. Just like, I want you to coach us, and I said, okay, let me see. And you're going to announce it. It got him pissed off from investigations, and he said, okay, you guys should just hold it for now. You're rushing me too much. There are other things I need to consider, the terms and conditions of my distance. Apart from, and they never came out to tell them that the terms are very lucrative.
Even if it's lucrative, it's just like Osimhen, what is it called? Finidi George sat on the time bomb. That is just the truth.
That was what
this
happened,
is a foreigner. He knows what is in, because if this man comes now and this matches, God forbid, I'm using God for him because I'm in Nigeria, I'm optimistic. We play a draw and we lose. That is another disastrous outing again. He might be fired. So what happens to his CV? He has dead his image.
Oh, okay, time is not on our side. We would have loved to continue. This is sport. You never get tired listening and watching sport. I know you are enjoying it, but then what about our time? We will do this over and over and over again. Phillips, we hope to have you on Wednesday.
Sure,
all right, Wednesday, Philip will be here. Wednesday, Michael will be here. And of course, the man that is always here with Jesse number 10. You know, I'm always at the middle, so I will be in their middle anytime, any day to bring you to speed with her. I said I'll be at the middle. That's it.
Lost us 2 goals.
Don't mind these guys. Don't mind this Chelsea and Man U. Don't mind them. All right. We'll come on your way again, and that's going to be same time, same station on Wednesday. Well, just go have fun. Let's see what's going to happen. But then, will Osimhen be joining the squad that will be playing the next game? Genotro. Oh, my God. All right. You know why I mentioned his name. Okay. More stories coming on your way. Stay on the channel. My name is Ramsey with Jesse, number 10. Bye-bye for now. Thank you, Phillips. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, fans. Thank you, audience, for being there. Have a peaceful and wonderful week ahead of you. Bye-bye for now.